It is Tuesday, November 2nd, and you can see the bed behind me is where I've been working for the last few days to kind of clean up this bed that is basically creates the curb appeal for the North Garden. And really the reason I started this project was what I really have on deck that I should be doing is planting my bulbs, tulips and daffodils. But of course, once you start thinking about that, I'm like, well, where am I going to put them? Because I've got extras this year because I tried saving some of them from last year. Then I immediately jumped to the conclusion of, well, I need to have this overflow bed. And then once you're like, okay, I'm going to plant bulbs in here, it doesn't feel good to plant something in a bed overrun with weeds and not very tidy. So then I start tidying it up, and pretty soon this becomes the project. So that's where I'm at. So yeah, I'll show you kind of where I'm at with it now. I'm just about to kind of spread the compost around. So you can see this is the bed along the street edge here that I was referring to. And yeah, I just used some leftover logs from trees that had stuff blown down this season so far to create a little edge there so that I had something for my compost to fall against as I kind of fill this bed up with compost. Part of my objective, besides creating a place to put more daffodils and tulips, was over here in my compost area I'm running out of room. So I probably could or should stack this higher, maybe create some boards that go higher here, but anyway, this middle area is totally full. I've been filling it for the last 3-4 months here, and I have both sides, this side and then on the far other side there, have compost that's almost ready. That other side is real truly compost. It is almost ready. This, and I've been using it, by the way. But this side over here I think is a mix. I think I kind of got some of the clay soil around here from sod and stuff thrown in with the compost. It's like this weird mix between some compost and some regular soil, but I think that's fine for my purposes for now. So my goal in part is to empty this bin out so I have room for more of the fresh compost, because I mean, I haven't really even started. I barely started like cleaning up the whole garden here fall. So I mean, I'm gonna have probably this much times 2 at least once I make room for it here. So that's part of what I'm trying to achieve. Hey everyone, it is Saturday, November 7th, and hopefully today is bulb planting day. The thing that might stop me is it wasn't supposed to rain today, but it's Portland, Oregon, so there's never a day that it's impossible to rain in the fall like this. But anyway, it is kind of misty, sprinkling a little bit, and in order to plant the bulbs, tulips and some daffodils, I want to use a power drill with an electric cord that kind of drills down the holes for me. And then we can just drop the bulbs in there. But you can see behind me what I'm working on right now. In order to prep for this, I've got this long flower bed along this hedge here, and every spring this is kind of where my main tulip show is. I have a line of tulips that extends along this, so I'm kind of finishing up the weeding, getting the crud into the wheelbarrow, finishing up the weeding here on this, getting the crud into the wheelbarrow here, finishing up the weeding on this bed with the intent on drilling a bunch of holes and laying in some tulips. And let me take you, kind of rotate us around here so don't get sick. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take you down this way. The area that you'll see I'd been working on this week in my other videos, I've got it cleaned up. I've got new compost. New compost for the bed. It's compost that had been sitting with a mix of some old dirt and compost in my bins, but I've got that all in here. And so yeah, I'm gonna put a lot of tulips and bulbs in on this side here. I had removed the strawberries that were here, and my plan is to plant those up on in basket planters on the deck later. So I drilled my holes for my bulbs. This is the tool that I used. I've gotten it specifically. It's longer than I need. I'm only trying to get about 6 inches down, but this tool works pretty well, and it attaches onto the end of kind of a drill. I find that the battery drills aren't powerful enough for this purpose, so I have to bring an outdoor extension cord out and a regular electric drill to make this work, but I'll show you some of the holes. Okay, here you can see where I was drilling holes through the flower bed. I was drilling holes through the flower bed. I'm drilling holes in the buckets, or the barrels, and in that one, all the places that I'm going to be planting tulips. So I got did as much drilling as I could. I'm guessing I still don't have enough holes, but I was getting tired of drilling, so I decided I'd just do some planting next, which is what we're going to do. We're going to plant the daffodils. So I have a lot of daffodils here. I've got 3 kinds: the Dutch Master, Fortune, and Ice Follies. So I'll space them out a little bit, and we'll see how they all turn out after I plant them. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, is planting daffodils in this bed here up on the ridge, and then maybe I'll plant some more depending on how many I have left.